Do you want me to explain to you our next guest? Is there anything? Do you have any questions about our upcoming guest? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with this guy.
No, I mean,
I don't know if you're 50% of him genetically or not.
I wonder what the break. Do you ever wonder what the breakdown is of your parents?
Have you seen what me, my mom, and my dad look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not. I'm like 8% my dad. my mom and I'm like a clone of her.
Yeah.
Like she might have just straight up gestated me, no jizz.
Like
no way my mom let my dad finish in her.
Like an amoeba.
Stop saying that.
Put it in the trash where it belongs.
Someone sent around an old picture of my mom from like when she was like 12, and my brother said, that looks like John in middle school. we really have like the same face. It's very funny. And I was like, did I get any of Dad's genes? Obviously, besides alcoholism.
Yeah. I have so much of my dad's stuff. Like I have the like wolf teeth. We both have wolf teeth.
Yes.
That my sons now have.
Right.
It's like a real. It's like my wife's pointy chin. Like you know.
Yes.
Yeah. It's,
the
Liven has that chin is like, you know, and like it's like my wife is like a blonde Christina Ricci. She'll cut you with that thing. And
you guys are all fanged up.
We're all
the boys are fanged
wolf
up.
boys.
Yeah.
You know, I got that from my dad, and a large head, and had a good head of hair.
Yeah.
But like I have a lot of my mom.
Yes, and I know Karen so much less for obvious
for
reasons.
Time. Yeah.
But I'm always curious when you elicit a personality trait that isn't like Steven, or I'm always curious. I'm like, oh, is that the Karen in him?
Yeah, no, because my dad is very like in a lot of ways opposite. So in control, he doesn't like to get out of control. He doesn't like stuff that makes traveling's uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, like he's like New Yorker. Everything.
Right.
He's like, you know, my dad is like
your mom had like your go with the flow capabilities comes from, not that your dad is like on edge, but like
he's not.
But
Karen is rigid.
Even in the you'll hear in the stories when your dad's like, I wanted to go to Chicago for medical school, and Karen was like, sure.
Yeah. My mom has like always been like. So I think I'm like more of my mom, but I look like my dad.
Yes, that's gonna happen with the genders of it all too.
I think so. Especially when you're the oldest. It's
yes, and I'm the oldest, and I look just exactly like my mom.
Yeah.
No, the thing my dad I have from my dad that my mom doesn't have is like the ability to hold information in your head.
Yeah, my dad has that. I don't have that.
Yeah. My mom had it. My dad had it. Me, I don't know what I did.
I don't know what happened. I think I got hit by a truck.
I think I got it from my grandpa.
Yeah. Well, love Grandpa Aaron. I see pictures of Grandpa Aaron. He's wearing like a gold Rolex, and he works at a Jaguar dealership. I'm like, I thought you grew up poor, Dad. And he's like, we did.
A poor Jaguar dealer is like, ask no more questions about that life.
Anyway, enjoy my dad, Dr. Stephen Pally.
I know I have.
Ew.
Well, yeah, that sounded bad.
My dad only thinks of food as fuel.
Yeah, well, that's probably a solid headspace to be.
He does not.
He doesn't equate food to love like I do?
No,
I'm afraid not.
never. And my mom was an amazing cook.
That was the dichotomy.
And
she was
an amazing cook.
But she mostly cooked for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was big groups. But he was like, food is just like fuel, like chicken, protein. Like it's just to get to the next workout.
Tuna fish.
I wish I could intellectualize that. I wish I could get my brain to that point of like protein and greens every day.
I've almost gotten there. I still can't do it at dinner.
I can do it for 80% of my meals, 70% of my meals, and then every once in a while I'm like, you deserve love from a quesadilla.
I can do it to dinner. Like I can get through the day with making every right choice, and then at dinner I'm like, I deserve something delicious.
We call our diet plan HUD, healthy until dinner.
Isn't that also a government missile?
Yeah, perfect. It ends up being about 70% healthy with meals, 65% healthy if you eat a good breakfast and a good lunch, and then go ape shit at dinner.
How are you, Dad?
Great. Did we start yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do intros or anything like that.
Yeah, and normally
You
we have
jump right in.
We jump right in.
we have some comedian guests, we have some experts in their field, we have some comedians that are also experts, some experts that are also funny. But you're our first expert who is also a parent of one of the hosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Well,
gotta
not
say-
the last.
Not the last. You know, we're gonna get Joanne Valentino Gabrus RN in here at some
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
And Erica Pally, RN.
Oh, let's get him.
Yeah. And Dan Butensky, DS. I got a whole family's worth.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
think
Us
we had-
boys, we only have one.
We have lawyers. We have lawyers. we
Okay,
have
let's stay away from
We have
Let's
accountants.
stay
Wait,
off
now
this.
I can't say that, Joe.
I think he's talking. I just want to clarify. He's talking about our family, not about Jews. Okay?
Yes, my family is Jewish.
My family is Jewish, but much like the state of Israel, everybody is different.
We don't have
3 minutes in and we're getting there. Let's keep moving.
Dad, the reason obviously we wouldn't just have you on because you're my father. You're also
Yeah,
an
right.
extremely accomplished physician. Yeah. Is that the? Sometimes when people ask me what does your father do? When I was a kid, I'd just be like doctor. You know what I mean? Or for a long time, he plays piano. Like you know what I mean? Like, but what is like the proper term for what?
Well,
you
I
do?
think it's internist.
Internist.
Yeah, internal
Yeah.
medicine.
Internal medicine.
which is a pretty broad field.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff inside
Yeah, a
of you.
lot of stuff.
Like-
18 and above. Not, not pediatrics.
Yes.
Don't want to deal with those parents.
It says in this bio that I don't know who wrote this or where,
Yeah.
but you have created an internal medicine practice dedicated to providing the most comprehensive and caring approach to primary care.
Correct.
Constant attention to the continuity and coordination of care is the key to maintaining good health.
Yes.
So,
Cut and pasted from your website.
But
Maybe.
they
ChatGPT
I
write
think
that
somebody
down?
else wrote that.
Did ChatGPT write that?
No, I think someone named Amy.
Amy,
wrote
did your
that.
wife write that? Your wife wrote that.
She wrote that.
Your wife wrote that.
She's a good
Okay.
writer.
No, she seems to be.
No,
She's a
it's
good writer.
perfect.
No, it's perfect.
Pretty eloquent.
That's why I knew it was not written by you.
It was not written by me. But
so,
I think the bottom line is
yeah, like what does that mean?
the bottom line is to keep people out of the ER and keep people out of the hospital.
Right. And that
And
takes
that-
constant care.
Constant supervision, because no matter where you live, you do not want to go to an ER these days.
Right.
I don't
If you
care
can avoid
what neighborhood it is in. I don't care how amazing the hospital is, and there are some amazing hospitals. You do not want to go to the ER unless
It is
somebody takes you
Yeah.
on a gurney.
yeah.
Avoid. Yeah.
Avoid the emergency.
Avoid if you can, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my job.
Right.
And it takes constant.
Just to be clear, you are
diligence.
pro the show ER that John Wells created.
I love that
Big
show.
fan. We grew up watching.
Julianne.
Yeah, me-
Juliana.
Juliana.
Well, you know, my
Juliana
dad has these. My dad has these
Fixation.
goddesses. Let's call them goddesses. Fixations. When you say that, it always like threw me a little.
Okay.
Let's call them goddesses, but like his crushes that he has, and so like on his office
Yes.
library, on the backside, so the patients couldn't see it, and only he could see it from his.
If they come into the office
thing
part.
was like a collage of these like beautiful women that he called inspiration.
I call them.
Yeah, I have that in my locker at the gym,
Yeah,
too.
it was pretty much like that.
However, it's not Britney Spears.
No, it was
no,
like
no.
no. These were. It was really.
These are
eccentric.
really accomplished.
It was like, yeah. It was Juliana Margulies,
Hell yeah.
right? Who else? Let's go through the
Well,
goddesses.
Meryl, of
obviously.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara.
Bet,
That.
Juliana.
They're so funny.
And then it jumped
Well,
to
to be
Juliana
fair,
Margulies.
that could either be considered like horny old man or gay guy.
Yes, it could be gay guy.
100%.
I don't
A lot
care.
of times.
Well, they're pretty
baby,
close together.
But I tell people that yes, it could be, but truthfully, if those women who are so successful, they couldn't have just one audience to survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct? I mean, that's showbiz.
Let's get into
Is
showbiz.
that showbiz?
This is
But
the
the
other
funny thing is, I've told
Yeah.
one little funny story.
Yeah, go.
We went to see Fran Lebowitz. You know who she is?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. So sitting behind us is Bette Midler and her family. This was a few weeks ago. And I was dying. I was just
And
to say
tell-
hello. And she's with her husband. She's with her daughter. You know, she's with family, but it's a public place.
Yeah.
And
My
all
father is
in
also
my head,
infamous for
No.
saying shit to celebrities.
all in my head while I was thinking was, Adam, do not talk to her.
Good.
Adam would say to you, She doesn't need to hear from you. She doesn't need to hear this.
Good.
Right?
Good.
That's
And
in my
you know what?
head,
I'm gonna say this right now.
like a mantra, like a mantra. Adam, don't do it.
You're
don't
welcome,
say anything.
Bet. You're welcome,
what?
Bet.
Bet, we know you're watching, and you owe Adam a thank you.
You're welcome, Bet.
But he wasn't there, was he? Adam wasn't there to stop.
No, it was
you.
in my head.
I know. What I'm saying.
And you didn't, but you didn't
No,
say hello, right?
no. Actually, Amy also said, "Don't do it." Don't. So she's on the shy side too. She was
Good.
like, "They don't need
At
to
least
hear
your
from
wife
you.
is like-
They don't need to hear from you. They don't know. You know."
Yeah, one thing we know about you is you're not on the shy side.
Yeah. Oh my God, my dad. There's been so many interactions as I've encountering more celebrities in my daily business. So many times, my father has like
Well, the latest one.
almost gotten me fired.
Well, there was one. The latest one is Paul Simon.
Oh my God, we can't do this.
Yes, we can. It's the most New York conversation.
He walks in Central Park. He looks okay, but he has a vibe. Please don't talk to me.
Please tell me you did not talk to Paul Simon.
No. We've seen him a few times because he's on our mile route.
Oh my God.
But he gives
claimed
off
a route.
He
My dad
gives
has
off a
claimed a
vibe.
route.
He gives off a vibe. Do not approach me.
He just wants to be with Julio down by the schoolyard.
He's by himself. He's walking by himself, by the way.
Oh.
Well, he's looking for America.
He's okay.
taking that bridge that goes over troubled
he's
water.
training. One day he's going to be a boxer.
We give him credit for walking. He's walking.
He's the only living boy in New York.
I want to tell a Dr. Pally non-doctor story. That's my favorite Dr. Pally story ever.
God.
No, you guys both know what it is because I'm obsessed with it. I bring it up all the time. Studio City, ordering Thai food for the whole family.
Oh God, this is a famous Dr. Pally story.
wait.
But let me give you context for it, and then we'll go into all
not
your.
even sure
Because I think it's interesting here, like just to lead into your story. You are an undergraduate from Fordham University,
Correct.
cum laude in pre-med, medical degree
Right.
from the Chicago College of Osteopathic Medicine, board-certified internist, and licensed practice in both New York and New Jersey. That is like extremely impressive.
Those are accomplishments.
Extremely
Yeah.
impressive accomplishments, especially when you consider that you really decided to go into medicine at a late age and had a full career in entertainment
Right.
beforehand.
Yes.
So that takes some like Mensa style, like you are
with two children.
with two children at the time,
Under
and
the
a
age
third
of
on the way.
under the age of 3. No, the third didn't come till later.
Oh, great! That was a mistake later.
That was a mistake later.
I feel you on that. I wish you could have said something to me.
Wait, that sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
wish-
still in entertainment.
I wish, yeah. The only difference there is just I had more of a security
Yeah,
blanket.
you
I
would
guess.
have a harder time in college.
Yeah, my learning disabilities clicked, but like so before Gabrus tells this story of Thai food in my house, you are. I want to preface this by saying like not just to me because you're my dad and I
Right.
think of you as a superhero, but like you are an extremely intelligent
Well, I think that
person.
Listen, I think I was about 25 or 26 when I went back to school.
Right.
Because you have to do pre-med stuff.
Right.
An English degree is not
You
going to
can't just
help
like
you.
go. You're like, hey, I want to be a doctor now. It didn't work out for me at the piano.
Yeah. It hasn't worked out for Kim Kardashian yet to be a lawyer yet. Let's put it that way. I don't think
Dad,
so.
you are
She's repping me in a DUI case, so I hope she can.
Dad, you
Good luck on that.
Yeah, well, you hit a
Anyway.
robot, right? You hit a Tesla bot.
Anyway, I think that a lot of people, especially these days, because things are a little bit whatever.
Really throws
I
under
was
the bus
25 or
everywhere.
26, and I have to tell you the story. I went back to Fordham, and I'm in orientation, and I don't know what I'm signing up for. I had no idea. And this woman comes over to me, and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm going back to school. I don't know." She said, "Well, why don't you sign up for my chemistry class?" I said, "Okay, I'll sign up for your chemistry." She was the chemistry professor. So I signed up for her chemistry class, and I whizzed through the class, like straight A's. I guess because I play the piano? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that tracks.
And then she says, "Okay, now you have to do organic chemistry." And organic chemistry is pretty
Famously,
tough.
Org Chem is one of the hardest pre-med classes you got to
like,
take.
if you fail organic, you're not going to med school, you know. So I did a chemistry, and I got A's. I whizzed through it. So my part of my brain that was asleep for 25 years, obviously was awoken by this mentor, Dr. Jon Roberts.
Was she hot?
She's very.
There we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Wait,
There
another thing all three of us have in common.
There it is. There's Dr. Pally.
I think she's still. I think she's still in Fordham. I should.
Right. Yeah. You haven't looked her up.
And then
Go
she
Rams.
said to me, okay, now you have to go to medical school. I said, okay.
So did you, when you went back to Fordham, were you intending to be pre-med? No.
No, I was just intending to
Shift
explore
careers.
things
Yeah.
because I was, not that happy with thinking about being a musician for the rest of my life,
Right,
which is a noble profession, but you have to think that you're going to be able to do it for 50 years.
Yeah.
Right? And so I went back to, I was just exploring. And with 2 kids, one kid? Two? Maybe one.
And then a
Maybe
beautiful
one.
professor comes
Maybe
over and
one.
goes, you should take the hardest
However-
class you can take. Got it.
Got it.
But I literally like that. And she said, go to medical school. And then I had a lovely wife, my first wife, of course, Karen, who was open to going anywhere. And so when we got into Chicago, she was like, oh, let's go there. And I said, well, you don't know anyone there. You don't have family there. She goes, I don't care. And she took 2 kids, 3 and 9 months. And
we were older.
no, you were 3 and 9
years,
months.
yeah,
3 years old, and
yes.
Erica was 9 months.
9 months, yeah.
Risa was different
I thought
in
you
New
meant-
Jersey.
yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a matter of certain variables coming together, because without Karen saying that and letting us do that,
Yeah, you'd be still waiting to hear back from Temple.
well, it would be a
Yeah.
different. It would be a different situation.
So
it's important to understand that it's not just one thing.
right.
It's like Professor Roberts, Karen wife,
Right, all these things click in. But I'm
yeah,
saying it all
yeah.
to say that you are an impressive intellect.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I
very
don't know
and a
about that.
smart guy and,
a smart
educated
guy and educated guy.
And then that's why that makes the story hit
That's
harder.
why this Studio City story is lore in my family.
You'll remember it right when it comes.
I'm
You'll
so
remember it
afraid
when
of
we
this
get to the
story.
punchline.
It is repeated in my family from generations now.
For when Adam lived in LA, frequently my wife and I would come over on the weekends and kind of just chill for a couple of hours post farmers
Almost
market.
days.
Yeah. Like truly, like weekly, we'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're coming back from the farmers market? We'll be at your house.
Yeah.
We'll order food. We'll snack. We'll hang out with the kids. Always some version. You guys are so family oriented and dealing with 3 young kids, so there's always some family there. We order Thai food. Dr. Pally's there. He goes, my soup, and he grabs a tiny little styrofoam container and he just starts sipping his soup. And Danielle and Adam like, wait, we'll get you a spoon. He's like, no, it's no big deal. He's like, ooh, that's pretty spicy. And he keeps sipping the soup. He's like, that is spicy soup. And we keep Adam and I notice that it's a really small soup. And then eventually Adam goes, wait, Dad, this is the soup. I think you're sipping hot sauce. Dr. Valley had grabbed the dipping hot sauce and was like, whoa, this soup is spicy.
Yeah, but here's the point. I went with it, right? I went with
Food is fuel.
Can I just say
that night he's like,
a little heartburn?
soup is repeating on me.
Can I say one thing?
Of course.
I do not remember one iota of what you just said. I don't
That's
remember
another
being there.
Pally trait.
I don't remember being there. I don't
Black
remember
out really easy.
I distinctly, that is one of my core Stephen Pally
Oh my God.
memories.
I don't even
my dad
remember.
is
I
like,
don't even care
it
about
truly
it.
is like, my
care
dad
about
is
it.
like legally blonde in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like he's like the handsome Jewish man version of Legally Blonde.
Hey, that movie was a huge success.
We're saying that's
Right,
a compliment. I
right.
love that. Hey, that's he's still been
He's an amazing
a great
doctor.
figure in our lives. Man.
So I wanted to
I was
cross,
sick. I
because
was
you're an
sick.
amazing doctor, we wanted to
Stop.
check some facts with you, because like we could sit all day and tell
All right,
Pally
all right.
family stories, but
But we've had other guests on who are health professionals or non-health professionals that have given us some advice or something that they did, and we'd like to run it by you and
Sure,
see, like,
sure.
you can fact
yeah,
check.
because the other thing is with health and wellness that we're learning, and you may hear this a lot, because I'm sure
Yeah,
excuse me,
right.
I have an itch on my face. A lot of I think we've talked about this, but not really, because HIPAA.
Right.
But patients do come in and they're like, I saw this commercial where the bee tells me like I can get hard,
Yeah.
Like, can I take that?
Yeah,
Can
or
you
like,
write me that? Like, you know
I don't
what
need
mean?
blood
Like,
pressure medicine. I'm getting into cold plunging.
yeah,
You know,
like,
shit.
and I'm sure you hear that all the time.
Yeah.
So, and we've talked to enough doctors to know nothing is all the way true and nothing is all the way false.
Correct.
That it's all just about finding the perfect balance for the patient.
Yeah, what
and
works for you.
What works for them.
Right.
So we're gonna ask you some stuff that we've heard, and you tell us if you think this is like something that you would incorporate or not.
Okay.
And again, non-prescriptive.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. No one's
Okay.
gonna be. You're not on the hook for anything.
No, I understand.
And also like take your Google. You have a Google alert. I know you have one for me. Do you have one
Yeah.
for you?
No,
Okay. I don't believe you.
I don't. I only have one for you.
I do not believe you. Do you believe him?
My only
not-
Google
I
is
believe
Adam
if he
Pally.
has Pally, like he might get some crossfire.
You have one for you. All
I
right.
might
Take
get
the
some
Google
for
alerts off for this.
Okay.
Jerry O'Connell told us that what helped him when he was a kid was that he wrote down everything he ate.
Right. He had a weight problem.
Yeah.
When he was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's
Is that a
That's good.
helpful?
No, it's not helpful.
really?
No.
It's too much.
It
It
doesn't.
causes.
First of all, it's how can you sustain that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable, right?
Yeah, it gets a little.
It seems in crisis.
life is not about writing down. It's too minutia. It's not going to help you in your what you want to achieve.
I can
So I
see
think
how
that
it'll make you at least in the moment slightly more conscious.
Yes,
eater
and
for a
to be
little
honest
bit.
with you, they have a lot of apps on the phones for that
Right.
now, right?
Where you can like
but-
scan your Apple and whatever.
Yeah,
and just
you
inputs
can,
it,
but
boom,
I don't think it's sustainable.
yeah, no, it
That's
seems
the problem.
that
Yeah.
that one scares me.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's a simple one.
Go.
Dr. Shruti Nayak told us to eat more cruciferous vegetables.
Cruciferous?
Yeah, like broccoli and.
I
We're
have
so
trouble-
excited that
I
we
have
learned.
trouble with
We're
it
so
too, Dad.
excited we learned this
No,
word.
I have trouble with that word too. I keep calling him crucifixus.
Can you say that in a spelling bee?
Cruciferous.
No,
Could
no,
you
no,
do that?
God, no.
Also, God, I wouldn't want to be in a
Yeah,
spell.
no, of
Yeah,
course
no,
not.
I would not want you to be in spelling bee. I would be like, I would jump and take a.
In fact, one of the first times, because my wife and I have
Yeah.
known each other since we were kids, one of
Yeah.
the first things that we bonded about was watching the spelling bee, being like, look at these fucking dorks. Never once being like, I want to do that.
So,
So
where do we land on those?
Well, I mean, those are good vegetables.
but
I mean,
she says that to
beef and
her,
broccoli is a great dish.
See? Okay, so that's interesting. Like, my dad is really good about that. Like, beef
Yeah.
and broccoli
Yeah, I like that.
is something that a lot of people...
Chicken and broccoli?
Chicken and broccoli. would be
Tofu
like,
and broccoli.
don't order that, right? Because it's like, there's so many
What?
calories in the sauce and like...
Well, if you're
the
ordering
the
Chinese
sauce-
food,
but if you're
you could
ordering
do-
Chinese
Yeah,
food...
but I think it's a good combo.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like brown rice and that
Yeah.
is a good dinner.
I think it's a good
In
dinner.
moderation.
Yeah, in moderation. You wouldn't
Yeah.
do it every night.
Right.
Right, but if everyone's ordering Chinese food, you don't want to be the guy
Right.
that's like, I'm actually I made a Caesar salad for
Exactly.
myself.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to eat Chinese food, right?
Right.
Let's live in reality.
Yeah, you eat Chinese food.
I do. I love
know, we love
Chinese
it.
food.
We love
but
it.
I don't do it every night.
No. We have
No.
it twice
and
a
you're
month.
not and you're
Twice
not
a
like
month.
let me have 3 egg rolls, dumplings,
Oh,
General Tso's.
No, but we
Big
have a
Mac.
good order. We have
we
our
have a good
standard
order.
We have a good order. My dad makes a plate.
Is our Rangoon part of your order?
No, we
Then
never
get
Rangoon.
fucking bent.
I
You're
know,
not
I
have
know.
a good order. No, but that's crab and cream cheese deep fried. So I
No.
understand if the doctor doesn't have that.
That
Okay,
could
so
be
we
too
don't-
much.
We're not. We don't.
That could be
we,
too much.
we never. Egg rolls were never our thing. But like,
No, not
my
egg
dad
rolls.
is infamous for making, and all dads are like this,
Yeah.
especially like,
Yeah.
you know, like I feel like it was like a big thing in the Northeast. It was like my dad would make a plate of Chinese food that looked like legit the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and would walk it over. It was just like one, and it would like make a thud on the table. You know what I mean?
Dude, this is wildly relatable. At the times when my dad would say to me, Johnny, you could just make a second plate. Leave some of that upstairs. Like, you can get back up. And I'm like, no, what if, one of 3 boys? I'm like, oh, well, I can't let my brother get the fucking lo mein. I'm like piling it on.
And my dad was just like, just one plate is for me. You know, it was like one plate for dinner because he had like it was like, but that plate sometimes would look like like a mound. But it was Chinese food and it was like all proportioned in a way.
Chinese buffet was a big part of my childhood, which is
Huge.
obviously
It's a
like
social thing.
It's
Yeah.
it's such a big thing on Long Island. We would go like, and it was always felt like a treat. And then you would eat like oranges for dessert and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Ego told us breakfast is nasty.
Oh, I think breakfast is important.
Really? Okay,
Yeah, I
this
mean,
is a big-
I eat breakfast. In
Okay.
fact, breakfast is my favorite meal.
Really?
Yeah. Usually some eggs, which I think is very healthy, and a little bit of rye toast or whatever.
Wow.
Potatoes, they sometimes serve you with potatoes.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I substitute coleslaw for that.
Okay.
But I think breakfast is your meal. You're going to be running around and doing stuff.
It's so interesting because like I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, right.
I've been like intermittent fasting for a while. But I feel like I'm starting to lose that interest. My energy's dipping.
Yeah,
I'm just not hungry in the morning. Like
I understand, but you kind of do have to force yourself a little bit. Of course, coffee.
Right.
Coffee.
No, I'm 3 cups.
Don't deny me my coffee.
Yeah, no, I need that. I can not eat if I have a nice. I can not eat for a couple hours if I got coffee.
Right.
But I do find on the eating breakfast tip, which I'm not. I wasn't a breakfast guy for a long time.
Yeah.
But then I started being like, some days when I want to go to the gym at 10:30 and I'm up at 8.
Yeah, but you
like,
need to eat breakfast.
I need to eat a little something.
Yeah.
But then I found, and this is maybe it's anecdotal just to me, but I think it's very easy to make healthy choices at breakfast.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing it at home, you're like, what I have in my fridge is like yogurt and blueberries, or eggs and fruit, and then I'm like, oh shit, if I eat a healthy breakfast 5 days a week, that's 5 out of 21 meals. That's a quarter of my meals are healthy. Yeah. And it's like easy to do because your brain is barely functioning in the morning and you're like, oh, 2 hard-boiled eggs and a handful of blueberries and a cup of coffee and a glass of water. And it's like, this is enough fuel to get me to lunch.
Yeah, I think that if when you don't eat for 6 or 7 hours, I know about the fasting thing.
Yeah.
Your insulin levels go a little crazy.
But I feel like it happens
and your
to
whole
me too
metabolism, it's not going to function properly.
I'm going to start. I'm going to make.
It doesn't have to be a big breakfast.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be something.
I'm going to make a committed effort.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Because there's also the element of like. A lot of people are talking about it now, but like getting a certain amount of protein throughout the day.
Yes, protein.
And having
really
one more meal where you get an extra 10 to 20 to 30 grams of protein.
Yeah, it's really important.
Can really help you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be committed to starting that.
Yeah,
here's one that I wanted to ask you.
What would you? I just not to keep. But what would be like a good healthy breakfast that you think you could have every morning, or you'd be pumped to have every morning?
Well,
a couple of eggs and a piece of whole wheat toast or something.
I'm pretty much like my dad. Like I'm pretty good at routine.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy cottage cheese actually. Like,
cottage cheese is good.
Yeah.
I feel like I could enjoy.
Yeah, I like cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese on toast.
Yeah,
with
that's
an
a
egg.
good. Yeah.
With like a scrambled
egg.
And
Dunkin' Donuts, believe it or not, has avocado on toast. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
They have avocado on
Northeastern.
What a great meal that is.
Yeah.
That's pretty
No,
good.
I mean if you're on a budget,
Yeah, that's a great meal.
Yeah, I have like Long Island meathead digestion capabilities.
Yeah.
It's like I could take handfuls of pills, drink the most disgusting beverage because it's like it's to get yoked.
Yeah.
Like I can do anything.
Yeah.
It's clearly working.
Dad, here's something I want to talk to you about because I know you're passionate about it. And we talked to Dr. Amar Shear about it. And that's that semi-glutides can save lives and they're not just for vanity.
I actually brought some notes.
Oh, hell yeah.
There we go.
He's all right. So
here's
Dr.
what I
Pally
wanna
has
say.
already put in more effort to the podcast than me and Adam.
Okay, well, here's what I want to say. Okay, so the GLP-1 medications are transformative in the medical community. Like everything else, they got a bad rap because Ozempic, which is one of them, was being misused in a way. It's sort of like giving college kids Viagra.
Right.
I mean, really? You don't need Viagra. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this is what happens when medications come out, especially people that can afford to spend the money on them. But the GLP-1 drugs, which lower glucagon, so glucagon is the opposite of insulin, so they make you more sensitive to insulin to control blood sugar. They also slow down gastric emptying, so you feel fuller sooner, which is why you only eat half the potato chip bag instead of the whole bag, if that's your choice of drug.
I've heard other people talk about this being full thing that I've never experienced.
Yes, and it is true. And also it works on your brain. There are GLP receptors in your brain to tell you that you need to stop eating. And that is being investigated for alcohol, drugs, dementia, where these drugs are transformative. They're amazing
and
medications.
That's like not
and
even
there are 4 of
including
them.
the idea of what happens if you lose 40 pounds of excess
The weight loss
fat. Yeah.
part of the drug was an aside, believe it or not. So Semaglutide, which is Ozempic, is a diabetic drug. Wegovy, seen on the commercials, that's Ozempic.
Right. Then there's also...
And then there's Mounjaro and Zepbound. They have an extra ingredient in them. They're probably a little bit better tolerated. And Mounjaro is a diabetic drug. Zepbound is for obesity. So you have 4 drugs at the moment, and I'm sure there'll be more coming out because you know how that works.
And it's not including like...
And this is not including Instagram.
And this is not including
gas
compound.
station.
Right. This is not including compound. But these medications have already been studied where they prevent heart attacks, they prevent kidney failure, they prevent stroke, they work on sleep apnea. Now, you don't have to lose, you think, okay, they're working on sleep apnea because people are losing 30 pounds and they don't have sleep apnea.
Yeah.
But they've done studies where people that didn't even lose weight on them, it helps sleep apnea because it helps the oxygen at night when you're, the sleep apnea is when your oxygen tanks while you're sleeping at night, and then it puts a strain on your heart and lungs. They've done studies where the medicines, even if you lost 5 pounds, help sleep apnea because now one of the indications for Zepbound is sleep apnea, so you can get it covered. Okay. So you're going to hear more and more about these medications. They are literally life-saving for people. The problem in America is they're expensive.
Yeah, right.
And
then that's what people make. That's what gets people to believe they're only for like the Hollywood elite.
And they're right, and they're not. They're really for the general public, and whatever that means. And we, in my practice, work our tail off to get them covered. So, for instance, one of my patients who was on the obese side but didn't have sleep apnea, was on the younger side, we worked and got him coverage for Wegovy. So his copay, instead of $1,200 a month, is $35 a month or $100 a month. That's certainly different than $1,200 a month. So these drugs are amazing.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
A lot of
medications.
and all the stuff you're describing that it's got potential to help with. Doesn't even include like how dangerous it is to be carrying around 50 extra pounds of body weight.
Well, people always talk about that now. And the other thing
that I'm probably 70 pounds overweight.
Okay, well, you'll do fine on the medicine. The sad thing is
he didn't even put into your mind the possibility
that I'm not,
that you're not going to leave here.
Oh no, you're going to go on the medication at some point in your life.
He's already.
The point is,
I got appointments with at Cedars-Sinai and Men's Health Clinic.
Give it up, pal.
Well, you're going to ask for the medication. Of course.
Now he's monitoring.
But here's
you
the
hear
point.
how he said that? Now he's going to call you and check up on you.
Oh yeah.
And now he's going to ask your doctor to call him.
Give me his email before you leave.
Yeah.
But the point is, the other side of it is where some high-profile people deny that they were on the medication.
Just water and long walks.
Yeah, right. And my vitamin in my coffee, which doesn't help because then it seems nefarious in some way. Then it doesn't seem like a good thing.
Yeah, it seems like Botox or steroids or something.
And some people, and the part about America with obesity is when you look at a very obese person, of course, those are thinner people looking at them, they're prejudiced against them and say, just go run 5 miles.
Yeah, just control yourself in the kitchen.
Control yourself. Don't eat that cookie and go run 5 miles and you'll be fine. We know all of that is not true because there's a huge genetic component to it. And so some America have that kind of point of view, and that doesn't help the situation. The medications are amazing, and they will continue to be amazing. The American Diabetic Association, when somebody's first diagnosed with type 2, not type 1, because type 1 is insulin, okay, type 2 patients tend to be obese, right? Not all, but most. It used to be the first-line drug was metformin, which is a cheap drug, and it helped, First-line drug now, GLP-1s.
Oh.
For the American Diabetic Association, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy because that's
so. If you
famously, it seems like diabetes is the thing America didn't want to cure because selling insulin is a refillable business.
Right. And as you get type 2, and you've had it for a while, you end up on insulin.
Right.
Type 2s sometimes with a pill, but now the ADA first line is the GLP-1. So now how are we going to get to afford these people to get the GLP-1?
Yeah. Well, full disclosure.
You can say one thing and not mean the other.
Full
right?
disclosure, Dad, you put me on it about 6 weeks ago.
Yes.
And
now the reason
I'm a huge celebrity.
Right.
So
right. Now the reason I put him on it was, he could lose 15 pounds, whatever,
right.
whatever,
You can almost always say that.
Yeah, you can always say that.
Yeah.
But his family history on his mother's side, unfortunately, is horrendous because his grandfather, who he never met, had his first heart attack at 38.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he was on the heavy side, but not everybody who's heavy has a heart attack at 38, okay? And of course, it was before statins. This was in the 70s, so the medications were limited, right? They didn't have any statins. Statins are amazing. They are. They're amazing, no matter who you talk to. And so his family history of that is horrendous, okay? And so if this little shot once a week in a low dose for him, for Adam, prevents him from having major heart problems in his 40s, 50s, and 60s,
then why not? Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why not? He's not doing it to lose 50 pounds. That would be ridiculous. He's doing it as a preventative measure.
I will also say this: my father, again, we're not prescriptive. This is not my family is pro medicine.
Yeah.
Not
pro science.
Pro science.
Yeah.
Pro science. And so there are other people who are not, and that's okay too. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like
there's the inherent I don't want to take pills.
I don't want to take pills.
Yeah.
Oh, right. My mother-in-law, who's 96,
this is
she's
where it gets
96 years old, and I take care. No, I know you're not supposed to. I'm not a surgeon. I don't operate on my family, but I do take care of my family.
When you say mother-in-law, this is
my mother, Karen's mother.
This is my mom.
Yes. Well, your grandmother.
My grandmother.
Okay.
Great.
She's 96. You've met her a few times. Yes. Every time we renew her medication, she goes, I'm taking 5 medications. And I look at her and said, you're alive. You're 96.
They are actively working.
You're 96 years old. You're alive. Every time I renew her medicines or we do her blood work or something, this is the same statement.
I can't believe I'm on 5 minutes. You're outliving people by 35 years.
By 30, right.
My mom's not here.
Your daughter.
Your daughter's not here. Your husband's not here, who you were a widow at 42. And you just went to your great-grandson, great-granddaughter's B'nai Mitzvah, which is unheard of.
Traveled.
We wheeled her in and we wheeled her out.
She slept over.
Yeah, we wheeled her in, wheeled her out.
She slept in Harlem.
So when
it was so amazing to see her, by the way.
It was awesome.
It was so.
Isn't that amazing? And amazing to see my mother, who is my mother.
Hey, she's there.
And you know what? I'm taking care of her too. I know you're not supposed to, but I do. I'm not doing surgery on them. I'm regulating
advocating.
What gets, I'm advocating. But coming back to your thing, you're on it, and how do you feel?
I feel...
We're pro-medicine family.
We're pro-medicine family. Anyway, the reason I say that is because not everybody is, and I feel like it's important to acknowledge that we're not... Having you on the show, the point of it is not to ram all these medicines down people's throats.
Right,
and I feel like sometimes anytime you talk about medicine in a way, there's a certain bias towards you're trying to get me to take something. You're trying to get me to add an expense into my life perpetually.
Yeah.
It's
we have no financial stake in Manjaro.
Yeah, no
or
one is
anything
paying me anything, believe me.
No, because if they were, I'd be fucking shooting up on camera going, this is the best.
I'd be Manny Munjaro, the moon that you know what I mean? It's hey everybody!
It's me.
It's me! And half the month I'm skinny!
Yeah, this is our commercial is called Led Zepp Bound.
Yeah.
They don't have commercials yet.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm on it, and
what can you talk to us a little bit about if you've noticed any differences in your feelings? And you mentioned previously on the show, so I feel comfortable calling it back.
Yeah,
you mentioned better that you feel like you've been sleeping a little bit.
Yes, I will say you mentioned sleep apnea. I never had sleep apnea,
right?
But I do have 3 children and a dog and a mortgage and an unstable
You have a
Japanese
life.
whiskey
career
collection.
and a Japanese whiskey collection.
Yeah, you have a life.
And so sleeping is not always like the easiest thing. But I found that since I've been on it for pretty much since the first moment, I've been sleeping much better.
Yeah.
Like,
I would tell you that's probably true.
Instantly. And I think in that comes a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
You know, like
objectively, it's good for you if you're getting better sleep
right.
at
So
night.
I
Yeah.
can't tell like what is working what. Have I lost a ton of weight? No.
That wasn't the object. That was the objective.
Right. Yeah, no. I have not. I feel is my appetite different? A little bit.
Do you
like
feel constipated or nauseous? That's what I'm.
Well, the
I do.
constipation is tricky.
I feel
so you do have
constipated
to
and
play
nauseous.
with that a little bit.
My dad. I'm using everything on the market and figuring out where what works and what right. But actually, over the last couple weeks, I'm feeling much better. But I do think that has to do with weight loss too in the beginning, because you're like, it's affecting the way you feel mentally, the way you see food. It's like you're going through a bit of a metamorphosis in the beginning.
Yeah.
So initially, weight just starts flying off.
But some people stop at a certain level if they find that's all they want, if they reach certain sort of goal. And other people have nausea, and sometimes you go from 5 to 7.5, you have a little more nausea, so you go back to 5.
Yeah.
So people are playing with the dosing. And then there's a maintenance dose once you've achieved. People are doing twice a month. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, so you don't have to like stay on it in perpetuity.
I mean,
Well, people are. It's uncertain yet. That hasn't been studied yet.
because is this potentially something that one could potentially
Go off?
cycle on and off if
Well, I guess you could, but I think it does so much good. You
Right,
probably
that'll-
want to stay on.
You want like
stay
little
on a
bit of-
maintenance dose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a maintenance. dose.
I wanna find-
whatever that turns out to be.
I guess what I'm saying is that because it's only 6 weeks, it's too early for me to judge what it is. But I am having a bit of an emotional, like I miss wanting food more and thinking of meals that I want. Like I don't think about it at all anymore. And then whatever is given to me is taken.
Seems like enough.
Yeah, it seems like enough.
Yeah.
And that's new. That's new.
So no omakase tonight.
Tonight. I mean, I could, but the other thing is like I could do an omakase, no
But
problem.
you're not craving like a binge.
But I'm not thinking about it from moment one of the morning.
Tonight
like,
we're binging. I can't wait.
or like
whatever.
or like where am I going to do that? And probably even when we got to the omakase by like tray 8, I would be like kind of done.
Yeah.
And I probably have like a drink and a beer.
Yeah.
And be like I'm kind of done. And like I am different than you.
Right.
I enjoy having like 4 beers and
Right.
you know what I mean, and like once in a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to find more of a medium to that, and maybe I won't, and this is just the way that if I want to live.
Yeah, and if
this
we
is
can
like-
get back to your favorite hashtag word mantra, balance.
Yeah,
We're talking balance.
a balance. Yeah, I'd like to find more of a balance,
Yeah.
but I'm also, like my father said, my genetics are bad. I'm now older than my grandfather was when he died. Like I would like to be alive.
Yeah.
So if this is how it has to be for me to be alive, like that's okay.
Yeah, it's not. You're not suffering from side effects.
Not
or
the
anything
end of the
like
world.
that.
No.
As a matter of fact, in case this episode doesn't air early on in our run,
In case we die.
in case this episode doesn't air early in the run, let's make a note and to have Adam pop in right here with a little audio update. Like if it's been another 6 weeks, maybe you just drop in an audio right here in this moment and say like, "Hey, I'm still feeling blank, blank, and blank."
Oh yeah, sure. Or we leave that for season 2 as a cliffhanger, and then you got to pick us up.
We got audience. Call your local reps and have
Call
Stay Alive
Sirius.
season 2 in 48 weeks.
Call
Tell them
Arnett.
in March.
Hey Arnett, my Munjaro's working. So what I was gonna say before is we are close. So I know the answer to a lot of these questions, but Dad, what are you and Dr. P?
Right.
What are you doing personally to help you stay alive?
Okay, well, first of all, I don't drink. I don't drink. I've never liked it. You know, my father had a significant problem, and he
That'll
died.
turn one
He
off
died
from
at the
that.
age of 70 from cirrhosis of the
He's
liver.
also a Jaguar dealer.
Yes, he was-
Oh, hell yeah.
And,
Well, you
you know-
gotta have a few drinks if you want to be closing those
Grandpa
deals.
Aaron liked the gamble.
well,
He's
he
a
had
cool
a,
guy.
he had
Oh,
an
okay, I'm starting to see the genetic lineage
He was
there.
a cool guy. I liked my grandpa. I knew him.
Oh, you know him too well.
We had a special bond.
He was his oldest. Well, were you?
Yeah, no, his oldest boy.
No, oldest boy. Yeah.
He loved me.
My lifestyle is what you would call somewhat clean. Okay,
Somewhat.
and I exercise every single day. I love my Peloton. I could tell you who my favorite instructors are.
Please don't. No.
Okay, I'm
She's a
not going to
beautiful
tell
young
you.
woman.
I was just going to say,
well,
Gabrus, I'm trying to avoid him being canceled. I'm trying to keep him employed.
But we can get these people on as guests.
That's true. All right, all right. Who do you like?
I think Peloton's such a great thing.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it offers you many different things besides just the bike. It offers so many things and so many time things about how long you want to do it and everything. I know they were having some problems, you know, financially. With
Post-pandemic, because they probably boomed in the pandemic.
Yeah, they had a problem.
Because I got one in the pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to work it out now.
I will also say
but I
tonal.
can tell
Remember you got me that tonal? It's
tonal.
amazing.
I mean, there are things
Yeah.
out there for your home or apartment where you don't have to go to the gym, where you can really, but you have to be disciplined enough to do it and not hang clothes on it, you know. And to me, exercise is, if I don't work out that day, first of all, my wife knows, Amy will know, and she works out, probably not as the same intensity. You know, she'll
She's
sense
more
it.
do yoga in the airport.
Yes, she does yoga in the airport, but she also hikes. She does some
Right.
hiking, but hiking is amazing.
Yeah, I'm a big
I
hiking
mean,
fan.
hiking is
My
amazing.
dad's the
I have to
best
tell you
hiker.
a funny
He's a good
story.
hiker.
I have to tell you a funny story. So we went to a spa. You know, we do have the resources to do that. So we go
Take
to.
it easy.
Well, I'm just saying because I don't want to sound.
They know.
I don't want to sound
Dr.
elitist.
Pally, they know.
So we go to
They
the
already
spa.
know it's Pally.
Yeah, they don't even need the doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
we go to the spa. We go to the spa near San Diego for a week. You know, we don't go traveling anymore. We do this.
Right.
And so 5:45 every morning, they have a 6-mile hike up the mountain. There are
doesn't sound
20
like
of us there.
vacation
This is
at all.
between Christmas and New Year's. There's 20 people there. Usually there's about 30, but it was Christmas and New Year's. And I'm saying, I'm going to do this every morning. I'm going to get up. Well, I do get up early anyway, but I'm going to do this. I'm 70 years old. I'm going to do this. I was the oldest person on the hike. I was a little behind, you know, and there were 3 people assigned to the place to make sure nobody fell off a cliff.
Right.
Every morning I did it. At the end of the week, they gave me a certificate.
Proud moment.
Best hiker. And everyone else was, you know, from 30 to 50, and I'm the 70-year-old, which was an interesting position
Most
to be
improved
in.
hiker.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's beautiful there. You can only imagine.
And it felt
I
good
mean,
to get that certificate.
And it felt
told me
it was
about
a
it first
total
thing.
shock. It was a total shock. But that's what I believe in.
Right.
You know, so I'm on my vacation, but I can't help it. I can't help it.
That's
I mean,
part of your
it's a
day.
nice vacation.
Right,
you
right.
know,
But it's part of your day.
But, you know,
we're talking because we talk a lot about exercise because we're both proponents of it too.
Yeah.
And it's more than just like to keep it lean. Like,
Oh,
there's-
no, no.
it's, for me, it's now mental at my
it's
age.
totally
Yeah.
mental. And you know, when
I
you,
have to do it
when
every
you're
day.
in a business like you guys are, which is, you know, can be very challenging mentally, you know, it like gives you the strength to go on,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, of course I encourage all my patients. Some of the older ones, I just say, just walk. Would you just get out and walk? You know, and I ask them how their neighborhood is. Is it hilly or this, you know, or whatever they want to do, because I find that the people that still do that are in very good shape.
Yeah, and
they're good,
obviously,
you
as
know.
you get older, it's just about maintaining being ambulatory.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
It's about
like I asked Adam, I said, "Oh my God, how am I going to be at 80?" You know, I mean, I think I asked you that
Sure.
once, and he said, "The same way you are at 70."
Yeah, maybe you do a 4-mile hike every morning.
Yes,
Or whatever.
Yes, and hopefully I won't fall off the cliff because of my macular degeneration. But the point is,
Well, Dad, you live on the Upper West Side.
yes, I know that. But
cliff.
but
The cliff of
in
Lincoln
Central
Center?
Park,
What, that stare in Lincoln Center? What are you talking about?
Paul Simon, how old is he? No, how old is he? 80?
He's got to be 80.
No, I think he's like 86.
He's like up there. We see him walking in the park by himself. He's I don't know how long he's walking.
Running away from that wife.
Well,
But to be honest, if he's walking a half mile every morning or a quarter mile every morning, that's still so good.
I think he's probably doing a little more than that because of the way we see what route, we know the routes. But I admire him for doing that. I mean, I think, obviously he can just walk out of his apartment and just walk on Central Park. But, I think exercise is key. Yeah. It's not just about medication. Lifestyle modification. I wouldn't tell anyone not to have a drink occasionally. Supposedly 2 drinks for a man, 1 drink for a woman every night. It's supposed to be safe. Coffee this week, coffee's great. 2 weeks ago, it wasn't so good. This week, it's curing pancreatic cancer.
Well, I hope that's the case.
I will never give up my coffee.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question real quick about
what?
Just concierge medicine, something, because it's something we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah, it might be some listeners who don't know what that means.
Yeah,
right. So
and I also want to preface this again by saying, like, the concierge medicine is not something everyone has access to.
Right.
And that is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
It not to again in our mind, we wish everyone had access to this type of attention and kind of on call, have care. Yeah. But that's not the case. And that's unfortunate. But anyway, I just want to preface it with that because I think sometimes the idea of privatized medicine can seem like antithetical to the cause, which especially I know you as like a liberal-minded person,
right,
is not why you got into it.
Right. Well, it's very interesting. It's probably concierge medicine is primary care medicine. Okay. So you're paying your internist, it's mostly internal medicine, a yearly fee for access. And probably maybe a little more attention, although Amy says there's no difference between what I was doing and what I'm doing from her observation of the last 13 years. And I'm sure my other wife, Karen, would agree.
I love hearing her called the other wife.
Well, I don't know how
I won't hold it against
Well, my late wife. I'm sure,
hits even harder.
Okay, well, it is reality.
Adam's mom. How about Adam's mom?
Okay, we live in reality.
We do.
Okay, So a few years ago, right before the pandemic, I was having this idea, I think I should convert over to concierge because I think my patients would like it and they'd have to be willing to commit to it. And I think as America, with their health system, gets more difficult, and it's already been difficult enough, right? Now it's even more difficult. They would do it. It started mostly in Florida, and whatever price they were charging, there was
I saw a little of it in Hollywood,
maybe, and then California. So Florida, definitely with a higher income retiree,
higher ages.
Right,
I first heard about it. I told you about it from the Sunny in Philadelphia dudes. Yeah. Shout out Rob and Glenn. That's where I called you about it because I had done a thing for the Obama administration with the Sunny dudes. And those dudes are, beyond being nice and geniuses, they are like intense conversationalists. They love a chat. They like a chat. Yeah. And through that chat, they sold me on their doctor. Rob was basically like, I got a doctor that I pay a fee to a year that like has changed my life and like, keeps me alive, keeps my family alive, put me on a diet, got me shredded.
Well, I mean, what happens is, it was interesting. When we first sent out the letter about 4 years ago, and mostly my business manager, Melissa, had to deal with a lot of the
Who is also,
backlash.
Shout out Melissa,
does
the Lord's work, because I will, sorry to interrupt you again.
She's been with me
She's been with you forever, but one of the things that concierge medicine also does is give you the personalized care to take on the insurance companies, which is impossible.
So she's the person
dealing with you.
She's like my work daughter. And so when we first sent out the letters, I had 750 patients. That's how many I had. And we knew we
knew you'd lose a bunch.
Of course. We wanted 150.
Right.
200. You know, we tried to, and Amy helped with this too, you know, being an attorney. She said, okay, let's do a breakdown of see what we want. Because we weren't doing it for the money.
Right. And when
we
you
were
said
doing
breakdown
it,
to me, I start dancing.
You want a breakdown? You got it.
Yeah. So
I'll be in the other room.
Yeah, well, maybe have the lawyer handle this.
How long can I live here, Dad?
but what's interesting, so New Jersey was one. I have a practice in New Jersey. That's where the practice originated. So that was one price. Manhattan's a different price because that's how it is.
Same with rent. Yeah.
What's interesting about who said yes, half the people that said yes are blue-collar people with problems because they know in their mind that instead of taking the trip to Greece, maybe, or buying, they should do this. Some of the multimillionaires with planes said no because they felt they didn't have to do that. Isn't that interesting?
Well,
that interesting?
You could look at that as an investment in yourself.
Totally, but because they knew that, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And yes, and Melissa came up with for some people, a plan. So you don't have to give it all at once.
Right.
You could do it quarterly, which I think is fair, right? If people are on a budget. It was fascinating. And half the people are blue collar, on a budget, working with it, and we work with them. They still have to do it, but they're grateful. The other part that said no, some of them have private planes and said to me, I shouldn't have to do that. Can you? And to them, it was nothing. The fee is nothing to them. It's not about the fee. It's about the entitlement of what they thought they should pay for health. They're already paying Blue Cross a monthly fee. Why should they pay more?
Well, but I think it's like against the system. You know, the system has changed and medicine has become privatized.
Yes, right.
And that is something that has happened, whether you like it or not, starting with the Reagan and Bush administration. So now you have privatized medicine.
I can say that 100% of them, it's about 230 patients now between New York and New Jersey, which is fine.
Yeah, it's plenty.
You know, once in a while,
it's about to skyrocket, Dad.
No, but once in a while,
promo code staying alive
for half off with Dr. P.
Once in a while, you have to do a favor for somebody, and of course, that never turns out great. You know, they don't have any problems. Oh no, oh no, they got 10 problems.
Yeah,
they're so shocked at. Not that I wasn't doing it before, but not in the same way. I couldn't possibly for 700 patients.
Right, now with a third of the amount of patients, it's
they are so grateful calling on Sunday night, discussing their case, because on the weekends, believe it or not, is the best time to talk to patients.
Right.
They're not distracted by work and family and whatever they're doing. And so when you really need to talk to them, Sunday night is a great night.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know,
especially now White Lotus is wrapped up.
Yes, as soon, and they can, they can do that.
And The Last of Us is more of a Monday morning for me.
But seriously, you can have a real discussion with them, and they all have my text. Very rarely do they take advantage of it. Once in a while, you get somebody who thinks I'm their best friend, and like I'm a teenage boy.
Here's another picture of my stool, Dr. Pally. This is not my
skin.
job.
It's usually
like, Adam.
It's usually my rash.
Adam, stop it.
It's usually,
I'm not constipated anymore, Papa.
You tell me that doesn't look like Abraham Lincoln, Dad?
Give me a treat. I made it in the toy.
Anyway, but I can say this.
Yeah.
To sum this up.
Yeah.
The patients are grateful. And yes, they're paying a fee. Is it elitist? Personally, I don't think it's elitist. I think it's, you work on it. You work it out. Like everything else you have to pay for, you figure it out, right? Some people said no. Some people said no. Of course, some people would say no. You know, the logic.
But if this could be something that we could universally get everyone this care, that's a fucking huge boon for America.
Now, there is a wide range. They did an article on it in the Times. You know, the Times is always writing about it. How much do you pay? And there's a large gap.
Right.
I think it's between 2,000 and 10,000, you know. So if you're reading that article, you'll think, well, I want the 2,000.
Right.
But I'm not sure how that works.
It's like, it sounds like it would be expensive, but it's more expensive to let people get down the road and need the intervention, the medical intervention level surgery.
Yes,
and stuff.
if you, again, what was my initial thing? Keep people out of the ER, keep them out of the hospital.
Right, which is all very expensive.
If you go into the ER in the hospital because somebody wasn't paying attention to you, that
or
bill,
because you weren't
bill
able to
will
get an appointment or whatever.
Yeah, you're going to see that bill.
It's going to be a little higher than a year
than
of
the yearly
GP.
thing.
Yeah.
It's about preventative medicine, preventative care. And if you can do that, that will save the hospitals too, so to me, concierge medicine, it sounds elitist.
Yeah, it's probably
it is not elitist. It is not.
Yeah.
Well,
and
much like the much like the weight loss drugs.
Right. Not elitist.
Absolutely
not.
No,
just for
they
aesthetics.
should be able to have it for everybody.
Yeah, whoever needs it.
Whoever needs it should be able to get it.
Well, you've convinced me of maybe two things here in this conversation. I think I'm going to get a concierge doctor in LA if I can, and I think I'm also going to tell my cardio and my GP both have mentioned GLP to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but they also give you the caveat. But it has to come with a lifestyle change, and I'm like, my lifestyle's pretty healthy.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know what?
You already feel like you're.
But I can tell you that if you came to my office, you'd be on it already. Like 4 months ago. Okay.
All right, I'm moving to Jersey.
Because you don't have to move to New Jersey or New York City, by the way. Remember, you can come both places.
All right, you're both.
Remember, one fee is
Wait a minute,
higher.
you're in LA all the time.
I'm in LA, but I'm not California licensed. I'm only licensed in New Jersey, New
An
York.
unlicensed concierge doctor who's also my best friend's dad is a very interesting combination.
John, you're going to have to pursue it.
Yes, I'm chasing.
And really pursue it because, well, especially your GP. The cardiologist probably wouldn't give it to you as free. The GP is the person who's supposed to give it to you.
Yeah.
It's a GP medicine.
Yes.
So you're going to get it done.
I will.
You're going to get it done. And it's going to change your life. Not in 2 months, okay? In a year.
Okay.
It's going to change your life.
I'm in no
And you're
rush.
going to feel different. You're going to feel different, and it's good for you to do. It'll be.
And
good
we'll
for you
still
to
be
do.
able to go out and party.
Of course, you'll be able to go out on Saturday night and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But you'll find that it won't be quite
I'll be running
the same.
so many cannabis versus Wegovy experiments on my body.
Yeah, how's that? What's the deal with?
There's no interaction.
Great, perfect. All right. Thank you, Dad. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Pally, Dr. Pally, Adam Pally. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This
Thank
was
you,
so
guys.
awesome. I
Thank
can't believe
you,
we're lucky
guys.
enough to be able to have a parent on the podcast, or both parents eventually.
Well, I just want to say I did rearrange my schedule for this.
Yes, we know, Dad. We know.
And I wanted Melissa did rearrange.
Thank you, Melissa.
Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you.
Hopefully we didn't interrupt exercise, or else you can get it again.
No, trust me. He's going to do it, and he's going to ask me what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm doing Rumble, by the way. I got my bag with me.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for
I got a lift
Love
and
you,
stair
John.
mill in my.
John, love you.
I love you too,
Love
Dr.
you,
Pally.
John.
Thank you so
Love
much.
you.
My dad's the best. A lot of people are like, I'm the best dad. I'm like, your dad is shit.
Well, your dad is awesome.
Yeah,
and not just because I haven't had one for like 15 years, but he's like I mean, I knew your dad when my dad was alive.
Yeah,
and I liked your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad is good people's.
He's good.
He's really like. He's not my doctor, and eventually we'll have a guest who is his doctor. We could discuss, but his bedside manner must be. It's like clearly he's a former performer. Like when he talks, you want to listen. He's very calm, collected, and charming. Like I was enraptured, and I've talked to your dad also. I rarely ever talk to your dad about stuff he's super in the know on.
Yeah.
It's usually some kind of bullshit where a conversation we're having, and your dad can come across as like a little spacey. Yeah. Like Space Cadet-y, not Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
But then,
well, you haven't been to our basement.
But then when he's talking about medicine, which is like an infrequent topic with him, it's so interesting to watch him do his thing. It was cool.
It's awesome. And he's a looker.
Yeah,
and he's yoked.
He's a handsome, old, in shape man who's like. God,
I know he looks like a jacked up Kevin Klein.
Yes, he does. He looks like a fucking Peloton Kevin Klein, in and out.
I always thought he should grow a mustache, but he was never into it.
No, yeah, he could pull it off for sure.
He doesn't fuck with facial hair so much.
No, I guess maybe with his clientele too, that's like a kind of thing where you're like the clean shaven. He's a good, clean cut young gentleman. Like, I mean, a 91-year-old guy who calls him like a young, my young doctor.
Yeah, but it's also like, I mean, it's thrilling for me. I love getting to hear my dad talk about this stuff because I know he's so good at it. And
right.
Like, so much of your childhood is spent just like not knowing what your parents do.
Right. Not understanding, being able to wrap your head around it at all.
Yeah. So hearing it is always fun for me. And
well, there's also an element too of like, not to bust your dad's balls when he's not here.
Yeah.
But he loves being Hollywood adjacent because of his son.
yeah.
He loves that. He loves premieres. He loves being around celebrities. He loves but to be able to give him the opportunity to be on a podcast, while
it was going on, I was like, what would happen if like someone was like, oh, he's the next Dr. Oz? Like, that would be awful.
It would be awful, but he would snap to it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
If Smartless wanted to give him a podcast, you know he'd take it.
And Amy would work the deal to within an inch of its life.
Oh man, that was a real fucking treat. Dude.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Hey, till our next one, stay alive.
Stay alive.
Damn it. Ovulate?
Yeah, there's a whole hormonal imbalance depending on stress levels and, a lot of things.
I bet it's closer to the first and 15th of the month.
Also, obese men.
Sebastian
Obese men have low testosterone.
Hey, Sebastian Maniscalco here to look at your sperm count.
We're done talking about his Manjaro journeys, and now it's bit time.
Oh, fuck you. All right, go back.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You're just the look your dad gave when you were doing that. He was like, I'm talking.
Well, I've lived with him and he's lived with me.